Hi friends, I'm Stephanie Hansen. Let's go! I've been cooking, eating, and talking about it for years.
This is amazingly good.
Now I'm inviting you along for the ride. You seem like you're pretty adventurous about food. Meet the chefs, home cooks, restaurateurs, and bakers honing their craft. Oh, look at that technique. And try new recipes with me in my kitchen. It's simple, it's easy, that looks amazing. There's always something delicious to share. This is Taste Buds. Happy Halloween! I'm feeling like a hot dog. How about you, Stanley? This is the Halloween extravaganza of Taste Buds. I get to chat with my friend Vanessa Drews, who honestly makes the best cheesecakes in the Twin Cities. Cheesecake Funk is her home, and she is the funkstress of all things cheesy pumpkin cheesecake goodness. Plus, I've got a Boozy slow cooker cider cocktail that's perfect for the night of trick-or-treating. Stanley really thinks I'm a hot dog and he would like to have some. And I am making a delicious savory stuffed pumpkin with cheese and cream and bacon. Honestly, Stanley! All right, Stanley, let's go inside and get this Halloween extravaganza on the road. Come on, Stan. Trick or treat! Hello, Taste Buds. I am in the kitchen today for Halloween. I'm here with the Funkstress, and we just made that name up for my friend Vanessa Drews. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Vanessa is the proprietress, the Funkstress of Cheesecake Funk. And I just have to know exactly how it is that you got the name of your business, because I know it has something to do with Prince.
Yes. So I worked at Paisley Park selling merchandise.
Lucky.
I would just bring cheesecakes in and put them in the fridge. So he found it in the fridge, and on Twitter, soon after that, he posted invitations to Paisley Park referencing Cheesecake Funk.
Oh, with the Funkstress making the cheesecakes, Vanessa. Okay, so Halloween, when I think of Halloween, I immediately think of pumpkin cheesecake.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's delicious, and I know you make a fantastic pumpkin cheesecake. So we're gonna do that today. But we're also, when you think of Halloween, you think of cocktails, right? So we're gonna make a Boozy slow cooker apple cider, and then I have a savory pumpkin dip, and then you tuck in there with like a spoon or a cracker or a little piece of bread. So we're gonna do that today too. Great fun recipes for Halloween. Are you ready, Vanessa?
Totally.
Let's get the cocktails going. My recipe that I have online is for like a whole gallon of cider, but for today I'm doing a half recipe because there's just the two of us. So we are using a half gallon of cider. Now I'm using some hot caramel topping. I'm gonna use about a quarter cup. We're just gonna stir that in and add 3/4 cup of whiskey. And it is a cinnamon fire whiskey.
Yum.
And then we're just gonna like spice it up a little bit. We've got some cinnamon sticks. We have star anise.
Yum, yes.
It smells so good. It has like a licorice flavor. Do you ever use nutmeg?
Yes.
Okay. I like to grind my own, but however much you like, I think it just tastes a little fresher. When you're making rum drinks, just right over the top of it. Yum. We're just gonna let this heat up. And if you wanna make a mocktail, you could just do it without the whiskey, and you might wanna add just a little bit of soda water just to make it have a little effervescence and a little fun. Okay, our cider is hot. You ready, Vanessa?
Totally.
Cheers. Happy Halloween.
Thank you, you too.
Oh, this could be a little dangerous. It is delicious. You can really taste the spice.
It's cinnamony, it's fruity.
Little nutmeggy.
Oh, that's
And very
good.
easy. You just put it in the crock pot, and if you have friends or family, you just say, hey, would you like a little spiked Boozy apple cider? All right, moving on to the stuffed pumpkin that is just gonna blow your mind. We picked up pie pumpkins. A pie pumpkin is about 3 to 4 pounds. It's kind of smallish. We are going to stuff this pumpkin full of all these delicious ingredients. So we're gonna start with a little bacon that I cooked. And if you have a bigger pumpkin, you have more stuffing. If you have a smaller pumpkin, you have less stuffing. So I've got all these measurements on the website, but I'm just gonna kind of eyeball so I can make sure we get it all stuffed in here. I had scallions. This is just a mixture of dried rosemary and fresh sage. I've got 2 cloves of garlic. Stale breadcrumbs. This is what I do if I have leftover bread at night. Like if I'm eating bread with my husband and I have leftover, I just cut it into cubes and throw it in a bag in the freezer. And then this is Gruyere. I have a smoked kind, and then I have a cheddar Gruyere, because I love that nutty flavor, but I want both of those flavors in here. In terms of greens, you can use spinach, you can use chard, you can use anything you have in your refrigerator. This is kind of a mix. And I'm going to go ahead and season the inside of the pumpkin. So just a little bit of pepper in there and a little salt. And I have two kinds of salt in here. I have a very coarse salt, which I like to use for finishing meat or roasting vegetables. And then I have a really thin salt that I use for like actual seasoning if I'm seasoning the dish up. So I'm gonna use the thinner salt for this. So Vanessa, now you're probably wondering, like, what is she gonna do? I'm just gonna get in here with my hands. And I'm just gonna mix this up a bit, and then I'm gonna start packing it into our pumpkin. And I wanna pack it in as much as I can. Have you ever had anything like this before?
Nope.
I know, it looks a little weird, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be so delicious. Now, I made a little tinfoil hat, not for us, for Signs, which is a good Halloween movie, if you haven't watched it yet. It is so that our lid of our pumpkin, our handle, doesn't burn.
Right.
Okay, so we've got everything in here. I'm gonna put it on a tray, and then I'm gonna show you the magic. And the magic is, of course, cream. And I'm just pouring this in here. The cream is like, starts out and then it soaks down in there into the breadcrumbs. So it looks like it's full, and then it goes, and we're just getting all of that goodness into this pumpkin before we throw it in the oven. We're gonna cook it for 90 minutes with the lid on. And then the last 30 minutes, we're gonna take the lid off so that we can get that ooey gooey cheesy look. That's his, basically, once he gets his yayas out, that's his daily routine right there. All right, Vanessa, it is the moment of triumph. Don't you just want to eat that?
Totally.
Here, let's just have a bite of that part. It just looks so like roasty and toasty and delicious.
And I got some bacon. Oh my God.
I love pumpkin. Yum.
Savory and sweet.
I mean,
Whoa.
that looks real good. Oh, that one's a creamy one too.
Wow. Bacon, cheese,
I'm getting garlic,
garlic.
sage, just smoky. Ooh. I'm just gonna eat this watching a movie alone. Okay? This is my Halloween snack. Don't come to my door. I'm not giving you candy. I will be too busy eating pumpkin face.
Yeah.
All right. You are known for making all different kinds of cheesecakes. How many flavors do you have?
I'd say about 14.
Yeah, you have like the signature mound of whipped cream.
Yes.
That makes everything so delicious. Are we gonna have whipped cream on our pumpkin cheesecake? Okay, now you're talking.
Let's do it.
All right, Vanessa, all good cheesecakes start with a good crust.
Yes.
I noticed you have these sort of old-fashioned ginger snaps too.
Yeah, they're super delicious.
Does that make a difference for you in how your crust is flavored?
And it does it all by itself. I don't really have to do anything.
Oh yeah, because it has molasses and cinnamon and ginger and all the spices right inside it. Yum. Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's go. And then you can hear it quiets down,
Yeah.
and then you know it's really kind of ground up. I think that's good.
All right.
And then you take brown butter. How we brown the butter, you just basically put butter in a pan, and you have to really eyeball it to make sure that it doesn't cook too fast. You just have to make sure you watch it until it gets golden brown.
And if you start seeing the brown flecks, those quickly can turn black,
Yes.
which is when you've burned the butter.
Yeah.
So just watch for the brown flecks and right away take it off the heat because
Yes.
it will still keep cooking off the heat.
Yep. And there you are.
Oh,
It's
that
very
looks
simple.
delicious. And you use parchment paper inside your springform pan.
Yep.
Springform pan has a spring on the side. It's like a clamp that opens and closes so that when you have the cheesecake in there and you unclamp it, it releases the cheesecake without you having to like scoop around the sides.
And then you just press it down until, you know, it feels nice and even.
Okay, mine never looks that nice and even, so if you're having anxiety at home, don't. How many cakes did you make before you got here today?
Well, yesterday I made 26 cakes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I got 18 out the door this morning.
Oh, cheesecakes. Okay, putting the Pam on the side is just gonna help it release.
Yep. Then we put it in the oven about 325 for 2-3 minutes, just to let it set. The next step is we blend 4 8-ounce packets of Philadelphia cream cheese. Room temperature. If it's not room temperature, you get clumps. 2 cups of sugar. You can maybe go a little bit higher. All right, and I think that's nice and evenly.
Yeah, it looks really creamy and really well blended. Now, there is 100% pure Libby pumpkin, and that is this. And there is also pumpkin pie filling that's Libby. So make sure you buy the pumpkin, straight pumpkin, no added seasonings. So we have our own pumpkin pie spice that we're putting in. I'm going to take this very seriously and make sure I mix it up.
And I'm gonna add the egg.
Okay. All right, so I've got my pumpkin pie seasoning incorporated. Vanessa asked me to incorporate about half of the mixture.
I'm gonna add a little vanilla bean extract.
Ooh, look at that.
Start the blender slow because you don't want it all over yourself. And then look at that, it just kind of all blends evenly.
What a beautiful color.
And there you have it. And then you just pour it in your crust.
What I love about this is you're making this look so easy. Is there a secret to not having a crack in your cheesecake?
Over mixing. And honestly, I think if you have a crack, that's okay. It means, it's made fresh.
All right, let's get it in the oven.
All right, you can do it at 350 or about 50 to 55 minutes.
Stanley's exhausted from all of this cooking. One of the things that I notice about your cheesecakes is the whipped cream. It really sets the cheesecake over the top.
Yeah.
And when you read about making whipped cream, having everything cold is good.
Cold,
Okay.
of course, the heavy whipping cream. It's really good to get the bowl really cold and the mixer.
Okay.
And then take a cup of sugar, about a tablespoon of powdered sugar. And then you eyeball a nice little dollop of, maybe that was a little heavy-handed, but vanilla bean
vanilla.
extract. Mix it away. You go high.
Have you ever been not paying attention and made butter?
Yep.
Me too.
Yep.
Oh, it's already getting whipped.
Here it is. And I think it's pretty much done.
Yeah, I would say. Mom, can I lick the beater?
Go for it.
We still have the one pumpkin cheesecake in the oven, but Vanessa brought us another one because after it's out of the oven, you have to let it set up overnight in the refrigerator, right?
Correct.
So how do you do your magic
So
whipped cream situation?
let's just go for it.
It's like a crater just waiting for you to pile that delicious vanilla whipped cream in it. Oh boy.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that is right, friend. This is the leftover crumbs from the ginger snaps with the brown butter that we made on the crust.
Look at
Boom! Smells like your grandma's house in a good way. Not how sometimes there's bad grandma, this is delicious grandma just made something and it's waiting for you to come and have it smell.
Look at that.
It is just like a thing of beauty.
Delicious.
Do you get as excited as I do when you make something and it's good? Every time.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, who can do that?
Me.
That is a real cheesecake pro. Me, I can. This is my job. I do it well. Vanessa, happy Halloween. Thanks for being my taste bud.
Thank you for having me.
Wow.
So good.
I can't believe how smooth it is. And you're just like an expert at this. Yes. Gingery, cinnamony, a little cardamom maybe that's in the pumpkin pie spice. Those ginger snaps, you can taste the molasses that's in there.
Y'all ready?
So good.
All right, we made savory pumpkin dip situation. We made a apple cider whiskey drink in the crock pot, and then we finish it up with this amazing cheesecake. I think that after trick-or-treating, you should invite the parents in for pumpkin cheesecake and Boozy apple cider drinks.
Right? Yum.
Vanessa, how can people order their holiday cheesecakes from you?
You can go to my website, cheesecakefunk.com. and pre-order and pick up where I bake at the Minneapolis Marriott Southwest Hotel in Minnetonka.
Oh, Vanessa, it was so great. Cheers to pumpkin cheesecake and
Cheers.
happy Halloween, Taste Bud.
You too.
Find these recipes and more at fox9.com/tastebuds. Cheers, pumpkins.